The topic is the subject of the Five Dakinis. But before we get into that, if you like this channel, if you find it useful, then please subscribe, press the like button. And if you're interested in more detailed information on a number of subjects, then please join our Patreon site and help support Himalayan art resources and all of the activities that we do. So, back to the topic of the Five Dakinis. Now, we've already talked at some length about Dakinis and their origins. And here specifically we're talking about a group of Five Dakinis that have the function of meditational deities. Now, these Five Dakinis each have a different color. And in some cases, they can hold a different object. Often in the upraised right hand, they hold a double-sided drum, and in the left hand, they will hold a Khatvanga staff. And the Khatvanga staff could be generic, or depending on the tradition, the Khatvanga will have a symbol on it that represents the Buddha family that each of the Five Dakini belong to. Such as the Vajra family, the Khatvanga would be marked with a Vajra, so that would be the blue Dakini. The green Dakini for the karma, representing karma activity, would have a double Vajra, Visva Vajra. But it can be different depending on the tradition. Now, these Five Dakini, they all have the basic appearance of what we typically would think of as Vajrayogini or Vajranairatmya: one face, two arms, two legs, standing on the left leg in a dancing posture, and they really are very generic and very similar to Vajravarahi or Vajrayogini. Now, in terms of the origins, the sources of these, it's really not clear to me which tantra they come out of or which group of tantras as to where they come from. I don't really know, but we know the traditions that they primarily belong to. We have the Che tradition of Machig Labdron. We have the Shiche tradition of Padampa Sanggye. We have the Five Dakinis of the Shangpa Kagyu tradition as transmitted by Kedrub Kyungpo Naljor. And so these are the main ones that I'm aware of where we see these five represented in art. I can't really say that I've ever seen sculpture. We're really looking at just paintings. Now, we also have, with Padampa Sanggye, we have the Vajravarahi in the black form, the Krodakali, five deity, and we also have the red Vajravarahi, five deity. So here we have two things going on. We have the Five Dakini, and then we have systems of Vajrayogini in the Varahi form or the Krodakali black form. And these are very similar, and they're coming through the same traditions, the Padampa Sanggye, the Machig Labdron, and the Kedrub Kyungpo Naljor. And then they have these systems of the Five Dakini where they're a distinct meditational unit. Now, we also have the five consorts of the five Buddhas from tantras such as Guhya Samaja, He Vajra Chakrasambhara. And this sometimes can be confusing as to what their role is. I think it's safe to say the Five Dakinis are more generic in their representation. The Buddha Dakini, Vajra Dakini, Padma Dakini, Ratna Dakini, Karma Dakini. Whereas for the consorts of the five Buddhas from the Sarma tradition, principal tantras, they have more personality, we might say, and they have unique names. Now, there are also some other Buddhist groups of deities that can be similar or possibly confused with the Five Dakini. So we have the Simhamukha in a Five Dakini configuration. We have the Pancharaksha. Now, the Pancharaksha are actually described as goddesses and not Dakini. We have the Parnashivari in a five deity configuration, generally referred to as goddesses as well. Then we have the five long life sisters, and they are mountain goddesses. So we have a number of other configurations of popular and well-known deities that can be confused with the Five Dakini. Now, the Bön religion also has a system of five khandroma, and these can be very similar both in appearance and also in function and ritual practice to the Buddhist system of the Five Dakini. So, just an introduction. If you want more information, then we will be talking more about Dakinis in general on the Patreon site.